In this part of the video implementation series, we will show you how to set up the institutional defaults for your outreach organization's SportsWareOnLine account. The institutional defaults include password requirements, athlete portal access, listing screen defaults, report headings, and form uploads. From the dashboard page, go to Admin, then Institutions. Only users with administrator rights can update institution defaults. If you do not have this right, contact a user with administrator rights at your organization to either update the system for you or grant you these rights by following video 1 in this implementation series. Under the General tab, we will start off discussing the Institution Information section. The institution name has been entered by CSMI based off the information provided to us when we set up your account. This field cannot be changed by a user. Institution type has also been set by CSMI, but unlike the institution name, may be updated by a user if necessary. SportsWareOnLine includes the option to have athletes request to join the athlete portal instead of users generating these accounts manually or by bulk upload. If you choose to enable the athlete portal, you will need to select a unique school ID so athletes and parents can request to be associated with your school's account. Athlete demographic information may be entered into Sportswear manually by a user, uploaded from a spreadsheet, or entered by athletes themselves through the athlete portal. We recommend utilizing the athlete portal as it not only minimizes the amount of work for the user, but also allows your athletes to submit COVID-19 and mental health screening questionnaires. This ID must be unique to your school. It can be anywhere between 1 and 20 alphanumeric characters and is not case sensitive. When you click the Save button, SportsWare will tell you if your choice is still available. If your school shares a name with another of our clients, we recommend adding the name of your mascot or state to differentiate it. When an athlete or parent requests to join your school's account, they will need this school ID. As an outreach organization, be sure to have the athlete select the proper group. This associates the athlete with the coaches, athletic trainers, or other staff responsible for them. We have provided you with a sample letter to athletes in your SportsWareOnLine activation email. Be sure to add your unique school ID to this letter or any introductory documentation you share with your athletes or parents on how to access the athlete portal. Participate in group injury studies. From time to time, CSMI is asked for de-identified information for a study. If you want to make your data available to such a request, select Yes. If not, select No. Allow athlete login and allow parent login determines whether the athletes, parents, or both may log into the athlete portal. Allow the athlete to edit their ID determines if athletes are able to enter their own student IDs into the athlete portal. Show the paperwork to the athlete allows athletes to see the dates of receipt or expiration of documents stored in the paperwork section of their athlete record. Use two-factor authentication. For added security, Sportswear now offers two-factor authentication. It can be enabled here. In the User Password Requirements section, you can change the password requirements for your SportsWareOnLine account to match those required by your organization. How often the password expires, its length, the types of characters required, and how many incorrect logins are allowed before the system locks this user out may all be customized. Once a user is locked out, they may be let back in by another user with administrator rights by setting the login error count to 0 in their user profile. Login retries are successive, not cumulative. These requirements can also be applied to the athlete passwords. If an athlete has exceeded their login attempts and becomes locked out of their account, a user can reset the error count from the General tab under the athlete's profile. The insurance companies and hospital networks is for universities who carry secondary insurance on their athletes through one of these organizations. This allows them to directly submit injury reports through Sportswear. The date filter defaults control how long of a history you will see on each of these listing screens. We recommend new accounts set all fields to all until they are comfortable with the system. As you enter more records into Sportswear, you may want to shorten the number of records populating your listing screens. In Sportswear, the year entry is tracked by calendar year. These settings are the system defaults but can be changed from the listing screen. In a listing screen, if you do not see an entry you are looking for, you can expand the scope by clicking Show All, updating the date filter drop-down, or clicking the View section menu. Upon logging out of the system, the listing screens will reset to the default settings chosen here. For Allow Notes Editable, if you have granted your users the right to edit other notes as shown in Part 1, you can limit how long that right is available here. Data List is for universities who participate in the NCAA Injury Surveillance Program. The billing and end customer information should be kept up to date with the contact of the primary on your account. Automated renewal reminders and quotes will be sent to this email by our server. Under the sales contact information, you will find the direct contact of your sales representative at CSMI should you need assistance. Session timeout sets how long Sportswear can remain inactive before the system logs out. This can be 6 to 120 minutes. It is always recommended you save what you are working on if you are called away while Sportswear is open. Report title is where you can enter the headline that will auto-populate all reports. Sportswear's built-in reporting function allows you to easily communicate a wide range of information with other individuals who care for your students, both inside and outside your organization. Medical history renewal date is the date that information housed in the history database is archived so the student can make a fresh entry. There are two instances where this date should be updated. First, if you make any changes to the medical history questions pick list. Second, if you want the athlete to fill out a new questionnaire each year. The medical history questions within Sportswear can be customized. This has been introduced in Part 3 of this series covering pick lists. This date should match the date any updates have been made to your organization's medical history questions pick list, so that anyone accessing the athlete portal sees these updates. Secondly, many schools want athletes to fill out a new questionnaire each year and not simply make updates to pre-existing answers. Only past or present dates may be selected. Do not enter a future date. After the selected date, athletes' medical history will be archived and they will be presented with a blank record to fill out. As with all administrative changes, you must not only save, but also log out of the system for these changes to take effect. The Insurance tab is where the insurance verification information is set. The Insurance Verification module is an add-on feature. Insurance verification requires at least one doctor and their NPI number be entered into the SportsWareOnLine phonebook database. This information must be entered into the phonebook database prior to using the Insurance Verification module. Insurance verification does not involve insurance billing. Please contact us if you are interested in purchasing this feature. The Attachments tab will be covered in detail in the Athlete Portal Setup training. This is where online forms and informational documents may be uploaded for the athletes to view or fill out. Typically, organizations post their pre-participation forms for athletes to access, complete, and submit from the athlete portal. Forms can be uploaded as PDFs to be printed and submitted, or they can be fillable PDFs to be completed, signed, and submitted online. To add a document, click the Add button. Upload the file and select the relevant document description, requirements, location, and restrictions in the Yes/No toggle buttons and drop-down menus below. As always, save your changes. From the Required tab, you will be able to set what information is required in the athlete and history databases in the athlete portal. This will be covered in the athlete portal training. If you are not using the athlete portal, this section is not relevant to you. Once you have updated your school's institutional settings, be sure to save. Sportswear does not automatically save changes, so be sure to click the Save button and not simply close out of the page. For program or institutional settings to take effect, you must log out of SportsWare. This concludes the section of the implementation training related to institution settings. Upon completing this series, you should create accounts for each user and update their administrative, program, database, and group access settings. Pick lists and institutional settings should also be populated with information relevant to your organization and the schools or teams you oversee prior to entering any athlete data into the system. Once you have completed these videos and set up your account, please continue to our training series on how to use sportswear to track the physical and mental well-being of your students and student athletes. As always, feel free to contact us with any questions. Thank you for your business and have a wonderful day.